Taking AI agent from toy project to production takes more than better prompts. It takes standard design patterns. Without them, team builds system that generally breaks at scale. Standard patterns gives a team a standard language. 15 years ago, it was the same crossroad of microservices. Today, agent patterns are doing it for AI. Right now, predictability patterns keep the behavior consistent. They catch the problem before you write the code. Sequential guarantees is a fixed order, which matters in regulated fields like finance, healthcare, and others. Interoperability, where the protocol like MCP let agents from various vendors talk to each other without a custom writing. The agent-to-agent protocol is new, but it's already in production-ready case. It sets the rule how agent can have conversations. The scalability. It's easier to run hundreds of focus agents with coordinator than one giant agent that tries to do everything. When teams skip this pattern and write custom logic for every agent, the three problems which Charan is sure. The first one is Monolith Trap. Let's understand. Team build a one big agent. Gives every tool. That leads to token bloat. The instruction is fight for the space. The model get confused, slow, and expensive. A perfect breeding ground for hallucination. It forgets the earlier step in a long workflows. The second is a cascading failures. The one hallucination fact spreads silently through the system, and without a loop and critique pattern to catch, a small data error corrupts the financial records, or trigger maybe wrong customer action. And the third and other important aspect is an agent sprawl, or we call it shadow AI. Without a standard developer, leave off an agent running in production. Those agents still access sensitive data or may be part of the hook in the process. Nobody may owns them, and a security, compliance, and a productivity, they all relies and they slowly and very quickly become the liability. AI tech debt is a worse than normal tech debt because agents take action, not just produce messy code. The rewrite code cost is huge for agents. The industry reports from 2025-26, especially around Gartners and others, it clearly show that the teams starting with the low ceiling frameworks hit a wall within 6 months to a year. Moving to a standard pattern later means rewriting almost 50 to 80% of the code. That's a maintenance drain. Without patterns, the engineers spend the time fixing virtual if-else logic and retrying the failed step instead of building the features. And here is why regulatory angle is also important. For example, if you are in the EU AI Act says that if your edge AI can't show how it made a decision, the fines can reach up to the 7% of global revenue. It's still a far-fetched idea, but it does exist in a compliance text. Ad hoc system rarely have the logging to pass these audits. These aren't just theories. So if we see how the when discussed report on the Squirio in 2025, where they found 40% of agentic AI project fails, mostly because team lacked a unified architecture. One AI evangelist and an AWS employee, Mario Thomas, wrote a wonderful article, and he debated how the tech debt can be turned into advantage and how important the architectural standardization is there. In Council article got some traction in industry. And there are a couple of other good articles which we discuss very well in industry. They also redirect to the same point. The evidence is clear. The standard agent pattern aren't optional for production. Next, we'll see why this exactly 6 pattern, not 5, not 7, and we'll walk through each and every pattern before we conclude into the final video. Thank you for watching, and make sure you like and subscribe and pin down this playlist because there is some more interesting stuff to come across. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.